Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to keep up to date with the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum to keep up to date with the community debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon, and crypto link in the info box below the video. Now, we're currently in the interim stages between two debates, so I'm going to pass over to the panel while I set up for the next live show.
Overdone, fake curvature. I showed him in Nick Phuket Word's video the same curvature, and he said, "Well, he's like, why are you cherry picking my images?" He's like, "That's an old image. Don't use that one. It's not good." And so I said, "Oh, so you're admitting that image doesn't show curvature because you're saying it's bad quality?" And he says, "No, it does." So within the same.
So the only point where you get muted over there is when you are verbal diarrhea and long-winded and not letting others speak, and you know it.
I'm gonna kick you. You're being such a dick.
Do it.
Good. Goodbye.
Why are you kicking
Piss
people?
off.
Don't kick people. Oh.
I'm sick of him. He's not even trolling us with baller shit. He's just being an ass. It's disruptive.
Yeah, this could have been a great conversation, and he messed it up.
Damn you, Jose.
Damn you!
Well,
We don't have time for the Jose
that
Society.
said, in the last show, Earth Flattener did basically accuse him of being an illegal immigrant, so I don't know how much sympathy I've got. Right, we'll go live in about 5 minutes.
Kicking. Did Jose just leave, or did somebody kick him?
No, sorry, I kicked him. He was just being a dick.
Just being a baller.
No,
Needs to be
not
here as-
a baller, just a dick.
Oh, what's going on? Getting trolled?
Maybe you can get Brenda over here. I saw her in chat a few minutes ago.
Just as bad as each other now. Jose's just become one of them. He's no different to Brenda
He's
now,
just
right?
being a very annoying, disruptive meme troll. He's not even getting into a discussion or a debate or anything. Just getting in the way.
Maybe he's having more fun on the ball side.
Sure.
Where's Anthony gone?
He left. Why?
How come?
You know, when you have a comedian and he's the only one laughing on stage, it tells you there's something wrong with the comedian.
Three minutes.
While we're on the back between shows, just real quick, maybe a little bit of discussion, but I think the only argument people have anymore, especially I'm starting to notice in the U.S., is just to silence or obfuscate. They really can't engage in true dialogue anymore. The people that are in the U.S. are on the panel. Like Amazon is now starting to block or drop in recommendations for certain content now. Amazon is happening across the board. That's crazy. That's all
It is crazy.
Can't win the
Hey,
argument.
Paul.
So yeah.
Paul, you sound a little more distant than usual.
It might be my Bluetooth. Sometimes it does that. Is that better?
Yeah, that is better.
Depends on how my Bluetooth's on my neck sometimes. Yeah, I'm noticing that more and more. So you can't win the argument, just silence them or obfuscate or calling me idiots, or that's the only way they can win anymore.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you have not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon, and crypto link in the info box below the video. If you'd like to keep up to date with the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. If you'd like to join the discussion, then simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Paul, Flat and Earth, Chris, Chocolate Saying, and Arwin. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Any signs of Earth curvature?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, obstruction at a linear rate versus distance. There's no cumulative drop. No sign of curvature.
Right, axial rotation.
Nah. No.
No?
No Coriolis effect detectable on the stationary Earth. Only lights turning, which
Okay.
we presume or suspect may be ether, but you can't really prove it scientifically. But the Earth, as a presupposed sphere, absolutely not.
Right, scientific evidence of gravity.
Nope. Just an aberration.
Nope.
Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
There is no distance to the sun. I think that even Max Planck, sort of between tongue and cheek, stated that there is a false presumption that there are scientific false presumptions about the sun. I think he tried to convey that it's not actually a physical object because it does not have any heat. That was his angle to it. I was amazed when I read this, a quote in a video a few
Hey,
days
Brenda.
back.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear.
Good to have you. Any evidence that you can have a gas pressure without a container? Hello, Seaside Ronnie.
Lots of evidence. Lots of evidence.
What's happened, Nathan? Nathan!
Sorry, any evidence that you can have a
Wow.
gas pressure without a container?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. It's called the Earth.
That's your fundy belief, right?
No, it's
Evidence.
not. It's evidence.
It's called the Earth.
It's evidence.
You're hilarious.
We have an atmospheric column which has pressure. That's evidence that you can have atmospheric pressure without a container.
Well,
Cool.
no, that would
What's
be-
your independent variable?
Hold on, Owen. Well, no, that would be completely the opposite. That would be evidence that there is a container. Because the necessary antecedent
No.
for... I hadn't finished my sentence, Brenda. I didn't talk over you. This is going to be a short visit. So, if I walk outside and you're saying the Earth itself is evidence that you can have gas pressure without a container, I would say no. The necessary antecedent for the gas pressure that you experience would be a container, as I can absolutely demonstrate. If you can demonstrate the contrary, as opposed to asserting your religious belief about what we have in the sky, then I'd like to see a demonstration of gas pressure being maintained without a container. So can you demonstrate that beyond your religious assertion about what Earth is?
Yes.
Excellent. Please show us your demonstration of gas pressure being maintained without a container.
Yeah, that is the Earth. The Earth is
I'll
not
say it again.
in a container.
No.
It's not in a container.
That's
it's
a
not in a
fundy
container.
belief. I'll
not
say
a
it
belief.
again. Just
It's
try
not
and
a belief.
listen. Just try and listen. The necessary antecedent for gas pressure is something to press upon. So just declaring that going outside proves your fundy belief would defy the necessary antecedent to have the gas pressure to experience, Brenda. So logically, no. Going outside would prove that there's a container because we've got gas pressure. So it must have something to press on or it wouldn't be there. Now, saying that your fundy belief trumps that does not fly.
Look, you asked for evidence.
Well, it's not.
I offer.
That's evidence that we've got a container, the necessary antecedent to have gas pressure in the first bloody instance. So don't just assert your fundy belief a third time. I'm sick of hearing it. That's not a demonstration of gas pressure without a container. That's your fundy belief about what Earth does.
No, it's not a belief. It's evidence. Because the Earth is not in a container.
That's your fundy belief. How many times have I got to say it? That is your fundy belief. You believe the sky is a vacuum. So we're looking for evidence to back that fundy belief, not just a reassertion of your bloody fundy belief about it. Yet you believe the sky is a vacuum. Stating that is proof of it and making that it's self-evident isn't, Brenda, because the necessary antecedent would be something to press upon. That's why we've got pressure, because it needs something to press on. Don't just assert your fundy belief a fourth time.
It's not a belief, it's a fact. It is a fact that the Earth exists, has air pressure without a container. There's your example.
It's not an example. That's your fundy belief. That's the fifth time I've said it. It's not a demonstration of that.
It is a fact.
So you believe
it is
that the Earth is in a vacuum,
fact.
and that demonstrates that you can have gas pressure without a container. Well, in actuality, Brenda, that's a second law of thermodynamics violation, because if the Earth was in a vacuum, then the gas would fill the space.
That has nothing to do with the second law. You don't know what the second law even means.
This is not a demonstration of gas pressure.
That would be one of the laws of gases, but that has nothing to do with the second law of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics has absolutely nothing to do with your example. You're just using words that sound big and you don't understand that.
Brenda, could you please tell us what that is?
What is?
The second law of thermodynamics.
No, I'm not interested in her butchering of this. I want to see a demonstration of gas pressure without a container. That's the question on the table. She hasn't got it. She's got a fundy belief. So I'm happy to move past this question, not discuss the second law of thermodynamics with a bonehead who keeps asserting her fundy belief. Not interested. I'm sorry, Chocolate.
It's not a belief. It's a fact.
Yeah,
it's a fact. It's
just
not my
state
belief.
it.
It's a fact.
It's a second law of thermodynamics violation. Entropy. The gas would fill the available space. And if you're saying that there's no container, then there's nothing for it to press upon. So it's not self-evident. It's not I go outside and that proves we don't have a container containing the gas. Quite the contrary. The fact we have gas pressure would demonstrate to me that there's something containing that gas pressure. Not the opposite, because you've got a fundy belief about it.
That's a
Brenda,
fallacy. It's a form of
stop it.
fallacy.
Stop asserting your fundy belief. You're pissing me right off. Stop it. I'm not going to hear it for a sixth time. I don't care about your fundy belief. I care about a demonstration that backs up your fundy belief. Okay?
Yeah, the Earth is...
just sod off, right? You do it, a seventh time and I'm going to kick you the hell out. Stop asserting your religious belief.
It's not a belief, it's a fact.
That's it. I'm not going to have it 7 times. Piss off. Get out. Get out. Don't come here, you fundy, and assert your same belief 7 times. The question on the table is, can you have gas pressure without a container? Saying, oh, well, the Earth does that. What? That's the whole point of the question, isn't it? About your fundy belief in Earth. You think the sky is a vacuum, defying the second law. The gas would fill that space. The energy would disperse. The work would decrease. The energy it has would fill that vacuum instantaneously. So don't just say, well, we do have a vacuum, that's my proof, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Is there any evidence that we can have a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No. Lots of paintings, couple of scans, presuming that the Earth is a sphere and there is a molten iron core. So no. No.
And last but not least, any evidence of the presuppositional R value? Earth radius, gentlemen. Anybody? Anybody at all? Wow, keen guys. Unless Brenda's sniped duel.
No. I'm
Nope.
just thinking.
Just thinking, where can I find evidence of R?
Well, the only place I can really find it is in the core foundations of what the ballers presume. That's really the only place it exists. They trust on it, they have no proof for it. It's a concept, and they lean on that concept heavily. That's it.
Cool. Well, that concludes the housekeeping. Go ahead, Paul.
I was gonna say she was using the presupposition to prove her presupposition. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I just can't stand it. You know, there's only so many times I'm prepared to do it. So if anybody feels I've been unjust in kicking somebody out for asserting their fundy belief 7 times, then tough luck.
Right, Jose's back.
Hey, Jose.
Hey, Nathan.
Please don't
I'd
kick
like
him
to
out, Win.
present-
There's no need. I'd much rather have Jose's trolling than Brenda's fundy belief asserted 7 times.
Hey, Nathan, I'd like to present something real fast. In fact,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad Jose joined.
Excellent. This sounds good.
If I can do that.
Yeah.
So I was watching a video yesterday. So I have to admit this isn't my video or observation. So take that for what it's worth. But it's from a channel called Flat or Globe ? It was actually posted in 2016. So I can share the link and all that. But what I did was I took 2 screenshots from his video at 2 different times. So let me do a screen share. And then am I on?
Showing your bookmarks.
Jose, come
Am
on.
I on?
Come on, man. Give me a
I had to do
break.
it.
Give me a break, man. Come on.
Come on, Chris is...
Let me see.
Chris, really? No. Chris is one of
I'm
the
looking
most
forward to
decent fellows I've ever met.
Don't let this conversation descend,
So-
please.
Well, I don't know. I don't have any bookmarks.
You're on, Chris. You're on.
So, all right. So the video is, the observation is, I don't know, some many miles away across a body of water. This top snippet that I took is through a telescope, and what happened is he captured this, say, sometime in the morning. And he said he noticed that, and he had multiple cameras set up, a telescope and like another camera, I think, set up. And he says he noticed as the day went on that everything started clearing up, and all the reflections and all the refraction and all that stuff, the miraging went away. And he says that this is the exact same object as this. But look at the clarity and look at everything you can see at the base of the location. Whereas here, see, this is the exact same thing that we see a lot of people say, well, look, you can see the top of this object or maybe half of it. And then down here, it's sort of cut off by, right, the quote unquote horizon. And then they leave it at that, and they either never go back or they go back and get the same conditions. Well, this guy was lucky enough to sit on the same day, just minutes later, say 30 minutes after this was taken, to get this view. This is the phenomena. We have atmospheric distortion, refraction, and miraging causing obstruction. And then if you get it actually on an actual clear day or clear time, you get this. That's really all I have to say. It's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious. I mean, we know this top happens. We know we have obstruction due to miraging and refraction type effects. We don't know we have obstruction due to curvature. We know we have obstruction due to this. So my point is, this has been proven time and time again. And then you see the whole building, or pretty much the whole building, as far as I can tell. There's things on the left and things on the right that clearly you can't see up here. And you would say, oh, it's over this little pylon thing, this little block here that you can't see here is behind the curve. Well, no, it's behind the mirage zone. And then here you can see pretty much everything. So that's it.
Yeah, it's akin to Skunk Bay and some of the footage that Travis has been taken. So when you take it over a prolonged period, you see that, I'm sure Ben, Taboo Conspiracy also has highlighted this on a few occasions. You can't take one snapshot of the day. It's hugely variable for a number of different reasons. But, that's where we have Texas sharpshooter fallacy from the globe side and many of the instances that they present. They'll take one frame from one day and say, here you go, this proves Earth curve. It's like, well, what did it look like an hour later? From the Skunk Bay footage, we all know at a deep level that it changes continually throughout the day. And Travis, for that matter.
I'm guilty myself on not doing any time lapse or staying for more than an hour period of time doing the same observation, over and over. So yeah, I'm guilty of that, but whatever. Interesting observation, Chris. Thank you for presenting it.
Do you think you might do that, Jose?
He might, yeah, he might.
No, not the example Chris is giving. Will you do some time lapses?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will, definitely.
Ace. Right, was that it? Wow, I thought that would develop a lot of Jose trolling, but clearly we've got the normal Jose back today.
No, it's good. Yeah, I mean, not knowing all the variables, the distances, the heights, and all the stuff, is just an interesting observation. Not having all the details necessary. What I could see on the image, it appears to be the bottom one where you can see clearer. It appears to be a little higher, but not necessarily. Maybe in the top image where you couldn't see that much, maybe it's because the water was choppier, was windier, and all this mirage. Yeah, and the bottom one, the water just calmed down and it settled down, so you could see more. So yeah, I mean, good stuff.
But do you not think all that speculation would be washed away if you could see more than let's say, not even probably an hour at minimum, but ideally, maybe 4 or 5 hours of what you get in that location based on the air temperature changes and potential tide changes depending on what you're looking over. There's a whole bunch of different variables that you'd see in effect happening if you did time lapses rather than stills, or even a 2, 3, 4, heaven forbid, 10-minute long video. It's still only a tiny snapshot of what's going on at any given time of the day.
Yeah, as I say, I'm guilty of not doing that. I'm gonna start doing that. Just it's overwhelming when I go to a spot and I haven't been, or I've been. It's so much stuff to look around. But I could maybe take a minute video in one specific spot with specific zoom in a specific height, and then just take a little footage around and then come back maybe 15, 20 minutes and take another minute video, go around. I could do that. At least stay 2 hours if the camera allows me for the battery to run that long. I could do that at least a 2 hours comparison every 15 minutes.
Shout out to Unsalted667. I feel your pain, my friend.
So yeah, somebody keep telling me, Jose, how about that time lapse? You a-hole or whatever. And yeah, I haven't done it, but I will.
Yeah, it's nice to have the real Jose back talking about his actual observations and being reasonable about things, rather than asking about looping.
I had hyped earlier. I was a little trolly, but I'm good now. Right. I have my cigarette now.
You're straddling the line between one of us and one of them, Jose. No one's going to deny.
Somebody say flip flop. What?
Well, it's just the nicer version of you is this version, right? The reasonable version, not the trolling version. Shout out to Defund NASA for the super chat. Thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it. But yeah, this is the nicer person to deal with, Jose, on a personal level. Forget the subject matter being discussed. Sure, everyone will agree.
Appreciate it. We all got that troll spirit, Nathan, and sometimes it's like easier than other times. It is my take. And done with the flat debate now, talking trolls. No, go ahead.
There's a few people in the chat saying what's going on. So this show will actually go out on the main channel on Friday. So if you're watching this on Nathan Oakley 1980 channel, this was actually streamed live yesterday. And the new material will be the pre-show and after show, which will be unaired material. So obviously, if you're watching this on Nathan Oakley 1980, presumably you've tuned in from the beginning and watched the pre-show. But after this show finishes, there'll also be an after show. Again, like I say, if you're watching on Nathan Oakley 1980. It's being streamed on Nathan Oakley, which is where people are currently watching it now. So then on Friday, I'll do 2 shows on this channel. Again, Nathan Oakley channel, live at the usual time. And then those shows will go out on Friday and Saturday. Sorry, on Saturday and Sunday on the main channel, Nathan Oakley 1980. So yes, on a Thursday for the second show and Friday for both shows, they will be live on my second channel. So absolutely, if you're watching this on Nathan Oakley 1980 and you're very keen to watch the show live, then subscribe to my second channel, Nathan Oakley. There is a link in the info box, and that is where these will be streamed, at least for the second show on a Thursday. The first one will go live on Nathan Oakley 1980, and then the 2 shows on Friday, as I won't do a show live on Saturday or Sunday. They'll go out, the repeated ones from Friday, respectively, on Saturday and Sunday. So as confusing as that may sound, given over the next few weeks it'll become more clear what's happening, but if you don't care, just stay subscribed to Nathan Oakley 1980, you'll get it all eventually. Or if you're very keen to watch live, make sure you subscribe to both channels. But it basically means, well, my wife's pregnant and due to give birth at any time, I want to keep the weekends free to do various things. So that may well change in the future, but for the time being at least, the live shows will go out on 2 different channels from Thursday, second show. Very confusing, I'm sure. But massive thank you to everyone who's joined us live.
Big shout out to Apollo. Apollo came in to say that they showed some beautiful globe evidence. Go ahead, Apollo.
You hope.
No, I just came on to check it out.
Fair enough. No pressure. We're not banking on you proving the globe here, Apollo. But everyone's entitled to their belief.
Of course.
Sosha King in the chat says, only trust small FE channels. Why? Why would the big channels be any less trustworthy? Not really following you there.
Because they earn money, so they are automatically a shield.
Smash the super chat, hit my Patreon, support me on PayPal. Check it out, timing. Shout out to Perth Force for the super chat. Really appreciate it, and your timing is excellent. Yeah, I'm here to earn money. So what? Doesn't change my passion for what I'm doing.
The plain truth not here today. I had him yesterday. I did a open hangout yesterday, testing how it works, and I like it. The OBS setup, and I had some interesting characters. Conspiracy Cat showed up, a guy named Mike, and then Michael was there, Zinder. So it was a good interaction. Zinder presenting some of the Timmy Osman observation and the plain truth debunking it on real time. It was good. I think I'm gonna do more of those open hangouts every once in a while.
You really have got a full-on split personality, Jose. You're describing enjoying Travis taking apart Tim Osman's observations, right?
Yeah.
But you're a baller. Shouldn't that be heartbreaking?
No, it's good. I like this kind of interaction. If somebody presents something and I got the opposition trying to debunk it or whatever, I'll sit in the background and I'll watch. I enjoy it a lot. From Globe presenting and Flat Earth debunking, or flat earth presenting and the globe debunking, I really like that part of the flat earth debate.
Are you just having more fun on the globe side then? Is it just more fun to troll flat earthers than it is to cooperate with them?
Yes. Sorry, what?
I think
no,
Jose
I-
just likes to see people being cracked down upon. He doesn't have any loyalties to either sides, really.
Is that true, Jose?
I like the interaction because I'm not a
Yeah.
big debater.
Interaction of a very
I'm
specific kind. Of a very specific kind, though, because yeah, that type of interaction can be found in the flat Earth versus Waller community more than anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm
Well
not
said,
the
Arwin.
best. I'm not the best debater, or I don't have the semantics or the structural, way to speak and present my points. But if I have people talking, and me chiming in every once in a while, it's good. And yeah, I think some interesting characters will show up again in a brand new type of hangouts like back in the day, flatter debate type of thing. Really not interested in clicks or views, but it's fun to have people interacting in chat because I can bring questions if I'm bored, and it's in the download. I can bring questions to the panelists and just let it roll. I'll stay on mute the more time possible. I think I talk more in this show than in my actual little hangout.
What are you presenting, Apollo?
Pop boats. Yeah. Look at it go. Look at it go.
Holy shit!
Yeah, right.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Holy shit! That's like the first steam-powered engine from antiquity or something.
I don't think so, Arwin.
Heck
That's a
yeah.
really good idea, Apollo. Because
That's
I'm thinking
amazing.
of finding I'm trying to find like a 1 mile body of water and throw a little remote control boat, tiny boat. Put my camera sitting in one inch in the water and send a little boat, a couple inches big. Send it to the other side. It should disappear in 1 mile, about 8 inches. So yeah, this is a good idea. Thank you.
Whoa. But yeah.
That's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating that something so simple can do all that. Just we naturally underestimate the possibilities of the elements because we've been taught that science is so complicated and only what they say is possible should be possible. Well, this just shows that there is so much possible with so little. It's amazing. Thanks for sharing that, Apollo.
Oh, sure.
By the way, Nathan, is this streaming live anywhere? Because I don't see any.
Oh.
Did I not just literally... Did I not just go... Am I having amnesia? I thought I just went through this like 2 minutes ago. So yes, on a Thursday, the second live show will be on Nathan Oakley channel. And the reason is so that the second show can play out on the main channel on Friday. So it'll be a premiering stream with the never before seen pre-show and after show that we all just made. Obviously, we haven't made the after show yet. But that will go out on Nathan Oakley 1980 on Friday. And then on Friday, normal time, 2 p.m. UK time, I'll make 2 more shows on, again, Nathan Oakley channel, the one we're live streaming on now. And they will then go out on Saturday and Sunday on the main channel, which just means that there's still a show every day on both channels at the usual times, but it flips between the two just to free up my weekend. That's all. That's why I've done it. It's a bit complicated. It'll make sense with the passing of time.
No, because it didn't, like my subscribing list didn't show it for some reason. So
Right.
yeah, there was no live icon in front of the Nathan Oakley channel until I clicked onto it, and then it showed, oh, there's actually a live stream. So thanks YouTube for not showing that.
It's all
Makes a
good.
lot of sense.
Well, in a way, that's why I haven't necessarily plugged it in a big way, because the idea is that it does go out to a more limited audience. So the majority of the people who see it on the main channel tomorrow. So if you're watching this on Nathan Oakley 1980 right now, the day is Friday. This bit of the show, not all of it, but this bit of the show has been streamed before live on Nathan Oakley. But when I bid farewell to the live audience, which I'll do in, I don't know, half an hour's time, then the rest of the show will be unaired footage. So you'll still get new footage on Nathan Oakley 1980 tomorrow, which is today if you're watching it on Nathan Oakley 1980. It's Friday, right? It's not, it's Thursday. Hello, Sleeping Warrior.
Yo, yo.
Hey, welcome back.
Clear
buddy.
as mud, clear as mud.
So, what I miss?
Me going through my upload schedule, very boring.
Oh, and Apollo showing a classical era technology powered boat was
Oh, we
pretty
did
awesome.
get something much more exciting. So basically, Anthony, Jose's motivation to troll the living shit out of us is because it's far more amusing to be trolling Flat Earth than cooperating with Flat Earth, as conceded by Apollo and Jose. So it's just for fun. Basically, it's good fun trolling us.
So did you kick them then as a result?
Well, no,
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
I like that information. You go, okay, right, so it's just good fun trolling us. Okay, fine. I take it seriously. You know, that's how seriously the people who we deal with take this. It's just a joke. They're in the denial stage, basically. This is a joke. We'll just troll them. It's just a bit of fun. Okay, well, one day you'll realise you've been lied to on a massive scale. Me, I already realised that.
The thing is, I think Jose realizes he's been lied to, but for some reason he's got this bonding with somebody on the bowler side. Perhaps it's
Of course he does.
Perhaps it's Curved Water. Perhaps it's anybody. But somebody out there is giving Jose a bit of love, and that's what he needs, because Jose needs to be loved, and that's what's happening.
Maybe it's M. Scott Feach who promised him a ride along on the space shuttle or something.
Curved Water is my cult leader.
Jose, if you ever wonder why I snap at you sometimes, because I take this shit seriously too. That's what it is.
I did too. That's why I'm here. I'm serious.
Yeah, today.
I mean, now, not earlier now, right?
Yeah, today is tomorrow. I just explained all this. God.
So, what was the conclusion on the science point?
What about it? Which bit? I'll make my conclusion happily. My conclusion is that science proves things, and we've been programmed and understand at a base level that science proves things. So when you've got something that isn't science and you say it's science, then people will think you've proven something. That's why it's done. Doesn't matter how complex the methodology gets to get to the stage where you say science or experiment or hypothesis when you haven't got any of them. Yeah? But the net effect is the same. People hear the word science or any language that's associated with the terminology of science and think you've proven something. So people have gone, that's useful. If I want to assert that a light in the sky is actually a gas in a vacuum, then I can do that. I just have to show them some piece of technology, show them some mathematics, and then say, science. Or in the case of Neil deGrasse Tyson, science is right whether you like it or not. Well, yeah, so he's making my point, isn't he? So you understand implicitly that science is correct. It's empirical. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson's saying. And he's right. But then he goes on to say that light in the sky is a gas in a vacuum. Right?
Yeah. I think we just need to be a little bit more aware of pseudoscience, fake science, because it's clearly the case that there's plenty of fake science out there, because none of it's being proved that it's the cause of an effect. And then ultimately, if you can't prove it's the cause of an effect, that means you've got to have an effect in the first place. Then it's not science. It's just a story, fairy tales. Sounds good. Doesn't prove anything.
Yeah, and if the net result is an effect, it's like, well, aren't you supposed to be trying to prove the cause of that if you're doing science? Not declare, hooray, we've got a phenomena. That's the end result. It's like, no, shouldn't that be the starting point? Figuring out what causes that phenomena that you've observed? But no, that's not what we get.
Don't forget to give Nathan super chat. If you're giving a very juicy super chat, he might even kick Arwin off the show. Oh.
That's not true.
Whoa.
But yes,
Yeah,
$20 will get Jose kicked out. No, nobody's getting kicked out for super chat.
Let me just address them exposed in chat. He said, seen a lot of hate videos directed at me in the last few days. Well, that's probably because I'm pointing out that this unity, this group that we're in, this corner of the internet, this little corner known as Flat Earth, is infiltrated by controlled opposition that are deliberately trying to divide, avoid unity, and put walls up between people because they don't want a unified side that is capable of challenging this state or the controlling authority or whatever it might be. So the reality is, yeah, there is a lot of hate videos at the moment. Not really hate videos, they're just trying to discredit me at all costs, no matter what. And
Shout out to Defund Nasser for the super chat. He says, really? I think he's referring to Arwen getting kicked for $10.
It is live right now.
Who's live?
This.
Who?
This stream.
Yeah, this is live now, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Am I in a parallel universe here?
Yeah, this is now becoming parallel.
Yeah, I didn't see any live announcement.
Nathan, it's confusing. You haven't mentioned how the shows work. Is it live? Is it tomorrow? What is going on? I haven't heard you mention that at all. I'm just trolling you now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you have said it like twice.
I'm not going to say it a third time. I'm going to resist.
Well,
A quick shout out. Hold on. A quick shout out. Somebody in chat. I read a message that they live in Largo, Clearwater, in Florida. I'm in this area, like 20 minutes from here. So type something in chat, and we can meet someday. Do observations together. Something fun.
So,
is this live stream 747 then, or 748?
This is 747.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Oh wait, yes. All right.
So them exposed has added a second message that says Celtic 67 is one. I know why, Sleeping Warrior, just saying it's kicking off. I'm not sure what's kicking off, but all I'm going to say to the audience is if you see people that are doing hate videos for whatever reason, as credible as appealing as it may be to go and watch it, and sure, if I realise that there's something out there about me, I may well go and watch it. Just be aware that the people that are doing these types of hate videos, be it me or on Patricia or on anybody that's basically got nothing to do with the topic in question, these are the people that are here deliberately to divide, control, try and damage allegiances and alliances, to stop the formation of groups that are capable of challenging the state or the authority or whatever it is that's in control. They don't want unity. Now, unity doesn't mean that everybody agrees with each other. As Globebusters showed on Sunday, we don't all agree on this stuff. So if you're arguing or if you're doing a video based on just on hate, that's basically trying to cause problems. But basically, it would be more beneficial for the people that are genuinely on our side to highlight this division, the actual on-topic division that is valid, that we can all discuss and talk about, because the reality is, science is being hijacked by pseudoscience. So I would rather see content being created challenging the state on why we're all getting pseudoscience being presented to us as science. And if you disagree with me on that, then you do your hate video back. Tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me where I've got it wrong. But if you're going to do a hate video based on whether or not you think I'm a girl or whatever, then that's kind of like, you're kind of the problem. So make it on topic and challenge. Make it off topic and you identify yourself as literally someone that's doing the divide and rule psychological warfare tactic. Because what is the purpose of doing it if you're not trying to divide? If there's a valid reason for why the scientific method is not being hijacked by pseudoscience or fake science, then maybe we've got it wrong. Maybe you should do a video, or maybe you should do a video against science because we are getting this right. You've got to prove the cause of an effect. But if you're going to do it based on some off-topic nonsense, fine, do what you want. You're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't change the fact that you identify yourself as being one of these divide and rule people, because it's fine to disagree on topic. I disagree with Nathan frequently, maybe not on stream, and maybe I disagree with Arwen, maybe not on stream, and maybe it is on stream, but at least we're all trying to work out what's going on because we realise we've been lied to.
Talking about identifying yourself. So what I thought was quite amusing was even me while sitting with you detailing this. So you went through all of the traits of this divide and conquer, and I listened, and on the panel lots of people were trying to guess who you were talking about, and you were quite explicit. It's not the right word, probably not. You were quite cryptic in not saying who you were talking about specifically, and then afterwards, right, I'm gonna have to name and shame you, I'm sorry, because it's just amusing to me, but basically Dell, or people associated with Dell, said, obviously you're talking about Dell. Yeah. It's like, do you not realise what you're doing, right? He's detailing these tactics, and you're basically saying, well, Dell's obviously the person you're talking about because he's guilty of all these tactics. You're like, oh my God, really?
Let me just contextualise this. I wasn't actually aiming it at Dell at the time, right?
No, but isn't that funny? The fact that people have come forward to say, you're clearly talking about Dell. It's obvious. It's not even subtle. You're like, right? So you think Dell's basically guilty of all of these things then? Oh, right. Isn't that interesting?
So the reality is I was aiming it specifically at like one or two people, right? And they know who they are because I'm in direct contact with them, indirect contact, indirectly with them by the videos. They know who they are. So for all those people that are asking, is he talking about Eric Dubay? Is he talking about Tim Osman? Then obviously, you've not either watched what's been happening recently, or you're not aware, or maybe you're questioning these people, these names that you've mentioned, right? Which is valid. You can challenge it on me as well. You can question whether or not I'm up to mischief by challenging, like causing whatever. But what I'm doing is showing the factors that influence this psychological warfare trait. I'm applying it against the flat earthers by showing that people that do these behaviors, it's an intentional act to try and weaken the stronghold that is unity, that is cohesion, that is groupthink, because they can't have unity, groupthink, cohesion. They have to have that decimated, because united we stand, divided we fall. If we're united, we will stand. You don't have to agree on all points, but if you're divided, then a little bloke in the back of his garden or whatever isn't going to have much of an effect, because you haven't got any support around you. So it's all well and good. It's all well and good, but it's not doing any favors.
Hey, Zinda.
I wouldn't call it groupthink, though. It's more like a camaraderie. It's group feel. Because we still conflict, we still disagree among one another, but as long as we just know, like, yeah, we're all in it in flat Earth, then we have this camaraderie, the group feel.
You're on by Spurs. How you doing?
Hello. Good day.
Hello.
I've missed a couple of messages here. Let me just catch up with them. Exposed. Plenty of videos not on their side. No way. I heard your rant about the issue, so I'm not surprised it's going this way. You're correct. Just saying there are plenty of people hating. Yeah, there's plenty of people hating just because I'm showing the factors that are being in play right now, and basically we can all work out who it is. Now, I don't have to name any names. All I've got to do is identify the traits, put the name that goes with it, and then show what that trait does, what that intention is, and then you can work it out yourself. I don't have to name anybody. But if you want to name somebody, yeah, sure, you can think it might be Dubay or it might be Tim, but ultimately we can all tell who it is. So if you're not sure who it is, maybe you've not noticed them enough. They're not particularly big channels, but they're definitely there causing disturbances in one corner, and we can all see it if you really want to look. If you want to look, you can go and find it. There's enough hate videos about me at the moment. They are out there. So just go and see what the content of these hate videos are. And are they anything to do with the shape of the earth? No. Are they something to do with these characters and what's his intentions? Maybe, probably, definitely. So if it's questioning my motives or it's questioning why I'm doing something, well, the answer is because they're ignorant and they don't know the answer and they won't ask me. I'll tell you what I'm doing and why, but you've got to come on camera or come on microphone and ask me. I'm not going to engage in back and forth on chat on messages unless it's to do with the shape of the earth. And sometimes I do a little bit of trolling, but I'm definitely not going to be responding to a video that claims that I've come out of nowhere or that my dad was a policeman or whatever crap like that, because it's got nothing to do with the topic in hand. All I'm doing is exposing these people's traits and showing that these traits are an intentional act to try and weaken the alliance that we have, because they can't have unity. That makes us all strong. Even if we don't agree on all points and we disagree on the scientific method, for example, we're still united and we're still strong and we are still gaining momentum as a gang, as a unified group, and they don't like it. So yeah, keep making your hate videos. You just expose yourself.
Just to contrast what Anthony said, I take a totally different attitude, which is why I was pretty much oblivious to what Anthony was talking about the first time around. And that is to say, I don't go out looking for those videos. Actually, I currently actively avoid them, mainly through time restraints. You can chew up a lot of time. But yeah, I would say, you have a happier life if you just don't bother going and looking for that. But that's obviously just to contrast what Anthony said.
Oh, so Them Exposed just said, I get you, Sleeping Warrior, and totally agree with what you said. It's a shitstorm coming aimed at this show. Well, they can bring a shitstorm. But what does this show talk about daily? Drama, right? But on topic. I don't know what shitstorm they can come in that's coming aimed at this show. The reality is we're just showing that there's no science. When Rumpus claims that the whole body of science, well, when you actually start looking into this whole body of science, 1, it's not science. 2, there's not that much of it. And 3, what they tell us that is science isn't science really, doesn't do what they say it does, and is basically indoctrination. So this whole body of science nonsense, that's what we're attacking. Are you going to come and attack us for attacking the establishment? Maybe you are. Bring it on. Let's see what you can do, because you don't scare me. You all know my address. My door's open to all of you at any time. 61 Acacia Crescent, Wigan. I ain't hiding from nobody.
So
do what you need to do.
One of the things you mentioned was that they seem to be, whoever they are, I don't know still, but whoever they are, you said they're attacking new people. So what's the score there? Any ideas?
Basically, Dolly Daydream, I came across her by Roxanne. She said she put up a group chat and she said, new person on the scene talking flat earth, go and give her a sub and give her a good comment, a positive comment. So I did. Went over there, checked out a couple of her videos, some of her shorter videos, just to see what she's about, what she's talking about and whatnot. And in the comments, I noticed that there was one particular person, didn't know him before, won't say his name, basically trolling hardcore, proper trolling. Where have you come from? Why have you come into flat earth? Do you think there's an ice wall? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fucking hell, that's heavy trolling. She's just come to flat earth, right? And if that would have been me and I was getting this level of attack just because I've come into flat earth at this moment because this guy doesn't know where I've come from, I'd be feeling a little bit intimidated because I'd be thinking, bloody hell, what's going on here? So I read some of the back and forth that was happening with this idiot, and I strongly disagreed with his level of attack. So I attacked back. I didn't defend this person. I didn't know this person. I just I attacked back, saying, "Who do you think you are talking to somebody new like that?" Now you can interpret that any way you want. I don't really care. But if that was against me, and while I was new into the topic, it would really put me off. Now, because I attacked back, the allegation was that this girl wasn't answering his questions. So I said, okay, because he was talking about the ice wall at the time. I said, okay. I said, is there a point, logically and reasonably, where we know that the sunlight can no longer melt the ice? And we all know that the answer, of course, is yeah. We know that Antarctica does have sunlight, but we know that it's not strong enough to melt the ice because it's whatever reason, right? But we know that there is a point where the sun can no longer melt the ice.
Why do you keep
saying that?
that?
Does that mean there's an ice wall?
Why are you performing magic here? What ice? What are you talking about?
Does that mean there's an ice wall? No. Does it mean that there could logically be one? Yes. Do we know? No. But do they know that there's not one? No. Does anybody really know what's going on about this topic? No. So the answer, the question that I asked him was, is there a logical, reasonable point where the sun can no longer melt the ice? And of course there is the answer, yes, we know that. But does it mean it's an ice wall? No. But if you can logically and reasonably conclude that there might be, and you've got the mechanism for it to happen, then you may have an ice wall. And that's all I was saying. But he never answered it. Yet his allegation, his criticism of this new person was, yeah, but I've asked her time and time and time again, where's she come from? Why is she here? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not answering my question, are you? So pick on me instead. So he dutifully decided to pick on me. That's fine. You can dish out whatever hate you want. But ultimately, it doesn't change the fact that all you're doing is trolling for no good reason, off topic, not on topic. There's no valid criticism or discussion coming from you. You're just attacking people for whatever reason, probably to put them off. I don't know why you would do that. Shouldn't you be embracing people that are coming into Flat Earth, asking questions? These people are coming to it from other walks of life, whatever they may be. And just because you don't know what they are does not make it suspicious. If you are suspicious, I would say, why don't you try asking them? Build up a rapport with them. Have a back and forth. Ask the questions without being a dick. Because if you ask the questions whilst being a dick, you ain't going to get them answered. But that then means that you can then cry that someone's not answering my questions. Yeah, that's because you asked it like a dick. So anyone that's doing stuff like that, for me, you've got to look at why they're doing it. Because what is the benefit of attacking somebody that's new, just because they've just turned up on your doorstep at this moment? I was new at one time. I didn't come to flat Earth I didn't come out the womb being a flat earther. I thought it was a ball at some point. We've all got to start somewhere. Why don't you just ask them?
No.
What?
Yes, my head is hurting. You talk so much.
Shout out to King of Thrones as well. Boom.
He says good things.
Yeah.
Only the trolls.
I love it, Riley. I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
keep it up.
Other than the ice wall bit, so, you know, you're spellcasting, Anthony.
And what?
Spellcasting.
Ripping a new one, Nathan.
Ice wall. If I just keep asserting that we can logically deduce this ice wall, and then pay lip service to the what ice wall point that I make, and then reassert the ice wall about 3 more times.
All I'm saying is that there is a point that the sun could no longer melt the ice.
What ice?
Does that mean there's an ice
what
wall?
ice?
How do you know?
There's your spell. That's the spell I was talking about.
That's
what
fine.
ice?
Logically and reasonably, it is there, right?
Is
There
it?
is a ice wall. How do you know it has to do with the sun and its supposed reach?
Well,
in
we know
heat?
that the sun melts ice, and we know that if we're told that there's enough ice down in Antarctica, certainly that it either forms a continent.
So you're proposing a formological fallacy.
Correct.
Sun
No,
melts,
I'm just
hold
saying.
Hold on. A sun melts ice. Antarctica ice wall not melting, therefore not enough sun. That's a formological fallacy.
I'm saying that there is a logical and reasonable, but not evidenced, point where the sun can no longer melt the ice.
What ice?
Now, if you're going to say
what ice?
If
What
you're going to
ice?
say that
What ice?
prove
What
ice,
ice? What ice? What ice? What ice? What ice?
and I'm with. I agree with you. It doesn't prove that there's an ice wall there, but it at least proves that the possibility of one being there is. Because then you've got to have the conversation about, well, what does the sun do? Does it circle us, or are we on some kind of rectangular looping map? But that's not my point. My point is simple. There is a point that the sun could no longer melt the ice, and we know that there's enough ice down there in Antarctica. The question is it a continent like an island, or is it the outer ring? Who knows? But what I do know is that we have legislation in the UK that stops you from going below the 60th parallel. I've looked it up. I've checked it. The Antarctica Treaty doesn't no longer exist in England. It's been superseded by a more recent act. But you're not allowed to go below the 60th parallel for whatever reason. And my wondering is, well, why would you not be able to do that? It is in law. We can get prosecuted for it. And all I'm saying is it is logical and reasonable, but it doesn't mean that it's there. What I'm saying is it's possible. So it could be, but we don't know that it's not.
It
Before
could
Nathan
also be
jump
a
in,
straight line wall.
I know Nathan is willing to chime in.
Hold on, Jose. That's an argument from ignorance fallacy. We don't know that
Correct.
there's not an ice wall down there? Really? Come on, Anthony, you
Correct.
can do better than this.
No, I agree. It's an argument from ignorance, but I was countering the criticism that was labelled this going the other way against this new person. I wasn't saying it was true. I was just saying, is there a logical and reasonable explanation that may account for an ice wall? And the answer is yes. Does it actually exist? We don't know. So what I'm saying is,
that's the point.
Back off with the heavy line of
Hold
question.
on. I have seen a lot of footage of ice walls. I think from deducing from that footage, which doesn't see it's including old footage, there is definitely an ice wall. But to assume that it is in some specific shape or that it is even perfectly continual, that is where we don't know.
I can't quite believe what I'm hearing. So what you're saying is someone shows you a picture of a ridge of ice, and based on that, you're happy to conclude that there's a ring of ice around the entire continental structure of our known world.
No.
Oh my God.
You jump in the gun. You jump in the gun. All I'm saying is we don't know if there is or is not one, but we know that there is a point that the sun can no longer melt ice. So if that is the case, that it can't get to everywhere and it happens to be a flat plane, there has to be an ice wall, unless of course it's a ball, in which case there might not be. But my point overall is we don't know, and the only way we're going to know is by getting below that 60th parallel and heading out on a particular angle where there shouldn't be any ice wall. And if you find an ice wall, then there you go. But it doesn't mean that there's an ice wall. I'm just trying to get this troll to back off on the attack that he's given her based on, well, what are you doing here? You're not answering my questions.
Hang
ice
on a
wall.
second. Does she think there's an ice wall?
I have no idea.
Because if so, get her! No, I'm only joking.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Nathan Gleam says that University of Cambridge confirmed that 95% of Antarctica coastline is ice wall. Yeah, but is it going outside the edge of a rim, or is it on the inside? Is it on the inside of a rim, or is it on the outside of an island?
Why have
Riley, you were in this spot
why have
like
we got these
5
two
months ago.
choices? Why have we got these two choices
Yeah, yeah.
again? Why those are options? I don't really understand. Why am I being given this false dichotomy?
Well, there has to be something that we find when we carry on floating in a boat, right? It's either going to be you'll float back round on a ball, or you won't.
So unicorns.
Yeah, or we're going to drift
possibility.
onto another island.
What about the
It
wall
might
of?
be a hologram.
What about the wall of unicorns? It could be a unicorn wall, right? Could be.
Nathan, you do understand that when I was making the point I was making, I wasn't asserting it to be true. I was simply saying that it could be an ice wall. We just do not know. That doesn't mean I'm saying it is. I'm just saying it could be.
All right.
But it
I
could
agree
be.
to that.
Yeah, but
Speculate.
I can just say anything's possible, right? Can't I? But by saying it could be an ice wall, you are in fact making that assertion, Anthony, whether you like it or not.
No, I'm spitballing, Nathan. I'm not making assertions. I'm spitballing. Again, in this context, I wasn't arguing that there really was an ice wall. I was just trying to point out to this particular troll that he was trolling hard for no good reason, probably on a point that she never even made. Maybe she did make it. But the point is that he was being very heavy-handed on somebody that was brand new to the topic. And I said, pick on me instead. And he never picked on me instead. Not in comments anyway. He then went to start making videos about me, which I'm fine with. He's entitled to his opinion. If he thinks that I'm a dick, then that's fine. But at least think I'm a dick about something that I've done on the topic. I deserve it if I'm wrong. You know, I'm putting myself out there. It's part of the territory. But my point was to back off on this new person because there was no need for this high level of trolling, and that's all I was doing.
If you are watching this on the Nathan Oakley 1980 stream, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. But if you're watching this on the Nathan Oakley channel, then this will be the point that we bid you farewell and say a massive, huge, enormous thank you for tuning in and hopefully sharing this live debate. Also, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this live debate possible. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. Check out the forum on nathanoakley.com. I've been Nathan Oakley and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
At some point, at least. Maybe
Shout out
it's no
to
longer
Cinder.
there. I don't know.
I just wanted to add. I really hope all flat earthers will unite together and not fight against each other. Although I like the drama, I think that's like the most sincere part of flat Earth. But at the end, I really hope you unite together because I really, really need more entertainment. So thank you. Please unite together.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Praise Helios. So I think it's funny that Zinder's actually mocking us at the moment, because when Zinder's mocking us, he doesn't realize that we're actually laughing at you guys because you all believe in a whole body of science that actually doesn't turn out to be very scientific, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of it, but you all believe it because you all hold each other's dicks.
Sure, Anthony. The body of science. It contains the truth of everything. We know everything through the body of science.
I think Zinder's drunk.
We know what happens after death.
Yeah.
We know everything. We know how many other universes exist. We can go there. Everything is possible.
Oh, really?
Yes, everything.
Other universes? Where?
Like other dimensions.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay, that's not another universe. It's simply another depth to this one.
well,
love
I
it.
call it dimensions because I like to call it dimensions.
Well,
so.
then you should realize that in the lore of dimensions, which is derived from mathematical thinking, that it is indeed the same space. It's just another depth.
Yeah,
it's not
like,
another universe, not another region, not another plane.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Yeah, I know.
It's just from another angle.
Yeah, like fourth dimension is time, and then fourth space dimension, other space dimension where we can't go because we can't reach it.
Really? That's a false assumption in my view.
Well, not now. I don't know.
We can reach it, but not through the typical standard linear time-based material thinking.
Hmm. We go into a black hole and then we are in the fifth dimension, like with a spaceship.
No,
and
no,
then
there's no black holes in the 3D realm.
Okay, then we go into a white hole and
No.
come out of a black hole. Yes.
No,
We
there's
do.
none of that either.
All those possibilities.
Just been reading
Anyway.
a brief history of time or something, Zinder.
Again, please.
You just been reading a brief history of time. Is that where you got all
Yes.
this Einsteinian bollocks
No,
from?
I think he's been reading the Beano while having a shit. I don't know what you're talking about
All
today.
of these concepts are all. This is all
I don't know what
Einstein.
I'm talking about either.
Well, this is all Einstein. You're just parroting Einsteinian bollocks. That's all you're doing. White holes, black holes. It's all Einstein.
Yeah, he invented those things.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't that scare the living shit out of you?
Black hole? No,
No,
it
the
is
fact that he
quite,
invented them.
The fact that you
not
just
the
said
black
he
hole.
invented those things.
No, not the black hole that
is.
doesn't exist. The fact that he invented them.
It's great. He is a good mathematician.
Great.
I love those. I love this stuff.
Somebody,
I mean, that's
somebody
great science.
invented Godzilla too, Zinder.
I know, no, but you know he invented those
great.
things mathematically. That's another thing, right?
Yeah, so they don't really exist then.
That's not actual bending.
Yeah, so they're not really real then. Just a concept mathematically devised on paper.
I don't know if those are real. They could be. I don't know.
No, they're not. They're just mathematical constructs. Yeah?
Some
Theory.
mathematical constructs are real. So in my mind, they are real. Like in my
Yeah.
fantasy.
Yeah, that's
in
where they came
science
from.
fiction movies, they are real. So
But
they are
your
real.
mind is not the third physical dimension.
Einstein
Your mind is a
literally-
sub-dimension.
Einstein literally reified them into existence, Zinder. So he literally
Yes.
thought they were real too. They literally came from his mind. That's how
I
real
know.
they are.
That's great, isn't it?
Not really.
He-
It doesn't make them real. That's the problem.
Oh, I don't care. Great science fiction material.
Black holes, yeah, I guess so.
I agree to that.
Like
Most take it
like-
as fact is the problem.
Yeah. For example, I like the movie Interstellar a little until it just got completely stupid at the end. But I like the picture.
No, it was awesome.
Come on, dude. Like with
No, they
gravitation-
actually freaking got it. Okay, they hit the interdimensionality within science fiction. That's actually a cover for it. It was
Hold
genius.
on. We're going to
Right.
troll.
Hold
Genius.
on, there.
All right, it's P. How you doing,
Pretty
P?
funny. He's really embarrassed by her.
How have you got in?
I seen this video where he was looking in the camera and his wife was in the background, and then he like moved to cover it up so you couldn't see her.
Who cares? Why are you telling us about this? This is boring.
I mean, I think she should be embarrassed by him, not him embarrassed by her. Am I right?
I don't think anybody's embarrassed by anybody except you at the moment, P. We're
Think
embarrassed to be
he
associated
should,
with you.
she should. Well, you don't have a say in it. People make
So-
up their own minds about what they're embarrassed about and whatnot.
So this is a really good example where I feel the urge to remind people of this divide and rule strategy. Anybody that encourages divisions, conflicts, and chaos, trying to deliberately prevent the formation of strong alliances, or promoting and rewarding those predatorial people that behave in such a way that is immoral, inhumane, or ethical, whoop, 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 or people that foster distrust, hostility, and hatred to incite others to be violent or war or promote war between any powerful people or groups that may pose a threat to the controller. I wonder what might be the position with this gent that's just joined.
How can
P-Marv.
you take the moral high ground when you're targeting
Easily.
women for
What is
sex
it-
in the flat Earth? I haven't
Easily.
targeted women for sex like you.
Easily. What
I
are you
haven't
bringing to the
targeted- I never
table?
targeted any women for sex like
No,
you.
you just
targeted
porn
women.
people's
Can,
hangouts.
hey, P,
Never
can you
porn
get
bombed
laid though?
anyone.
Hey, P, can you get laid though?
No, I'm an incel. No one will have sex with
Well,
me.
there you go then. So what are you bringing to the table right now?
And the power for people, Anthony.
I bet you weren't
Dividing power for
expecting that
people,
answer.
really? Are you serious, Anthony? Like,
I'm just
I
reading the
mean,
rules.
you're just
Power
here
for
to
people?
you're just here to target Karen P for sex. I haven't done that, so I don't know how you're taking the moral high ground over me.
Oh,
When
listen,
you've been
I could throw mud back your
called
way.
out as a
P-Marv.
sex pest.
I
You
could
lie-
throw
you've been
plenty of mud back
exposed-
your way, P.
You've been exposed lying. You're not even a flat earther. You work for Common Core. I mean, who
Common
the hell do you
Core.
think
What?
you are?
Who are Common Core? Hold on, I want to
Common
read
Core
this.
is American.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Who is Common Core?
What the hell?
Who do I work for? Come on.
Oh, at the UK version, I don't know what it's called.
Maybe it doesn't exist.
Them, that popular company. Okay.
No, he said it himself.
So have you got anything to do? Do you have anything to add to the discussion? I don't even know how you're in here. How have you got? You must have got in on a sneaky account. Let's go and fix that.
Yeah, I had to make a new account because you're censoring me, like YouTube
Yeah,
censored.
because
Flat
you're
Earth.
not actually adding anything to the conversation, are you? You're
That's
just
just
being a
your.
bird.
That's just your opinion. I mean, I could say the same about you. You're just
Oh.
here to have sex with Karen P or whatever, you know.
Oh,
You don't.
really?
You don't even think the Earth is flat.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yeah.
P, you're a waste of time.
All right. Well, that's your opinion, and I think the truth is you don't want to argue with me, and you're just making up this excuse so you don't have to face me.
Your argument's not on topic.
P. Mars, I think you need to get laid. I think your incel dedication is kind of making you obsessed with other people's potential sex life.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete,
You need to
Pete,
get laid.
Well,
dude.
I'm
Just get a
trying
hooker
to-
or something, you know? They'll do you.
I'm trying
Hey,
to
Pete.
protect the women of the flat Earth women from.
Well, they don't need your protection.
Sexual predators. Like he's basically
They don't
the
need
Harvey
your
Weinstein.
protection. They can protect themselves.
I'm not
In America, we have this Me Too movement, and yeah,
Pete, is this
Riley,
is this some kind of
Riley's like
penis thing?
Okay, we've
Riley's
got
like
his
a flat Earth
motivation.
Harvey Weinstein.
We've got his motivation. He's basically virtue signaling the women of flat Earth. That's basically what's
Yeah.
happening here.
Yeah, I'm protecting
P,
the
you're a
women and
social
children.
justice warrior, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
social justice
I'm
warrior.
a white knight. I'm
That's what you are?
protecting.
You're a white knight.
I'm a male who protects women. I'm not
He
one of
is.
these
Really?
I protect
A
women
social
that
justice
actually
weak-ass
warrior.
want
modern
your
men like
protection.
Arwen. I'm not like Arwen who
Protect
doesn't want to protect
women that
women.
actually want your protection, dude. That's
Nobody
how it
wants his
works.
protection.
You're misdirecting your inner need to protect women. This is ridiculous.
Pete, let me ask you
No,
something.
it's not ridiculous. I think there's a
These
flat
women
Earth is in
don't like
desperate
you.
need of a
These
man to
women
protect them.
don't like you. They
From
don't
people like
want
Let me
your
ask you something.
protection.
and Nathan and
Pete, let me ask you something.
You're
Pete,
harmless, I guess.
P. When did you last get laid?
But no, this isn't on topic either. You're just as bad as him.
It was July.
I don't care.
Hey, no one's
Who
moderating
cares?
it. He's spewing nonsense. July.
This is totally
You call
off
that
topic.
an incel? That's not
You're
even
just
a
going to
year.
descend
I
to his
have
level and
which
ad
year
hom
was
him.
that?
6 years or
Was that-
something.
Oh, come on. I don't want to have to end the after show because of this ad hom
Was that
fest.
2017, P?
Oh, come on. Come on.
2018.
Oh, God.
2018.
Arwen,
That's
just
not
say he
incel.
hasn't
That's
got laid
not
in 6
I don't want
years.
this to be
You
the
heard that?
show.
I think there's a bit of penis envy going on here, isn't there, really?
Can we stop this dissension into a total ad hom fest? You know,
What?
You've bitten, Anthony.
What do you mean
You've
stop?
bitten.
Right. Nathan, this gent's joined and immediately started ad hom bullshit nonsense. You allowed it and then encouraged it by not stopping it. And then I started reacting and now you're complaining.
I had to, Riley, because you banned me immediately every time I joined, so I had to get out.
Yeah,
my
because
truth.
you had nothing. You didn't have to do anything, P.
Right,
You'd
and that
add
point,
nothing.
that's the point.
That's
So
not very fair.
That's the point. So you've come in, you've made your claim, you've been allowed to do so, and it's been pointed out that all it does is address one man. It doesn't. It's totally off topic, P.
Well, what about Wesley Stace? I mean, it seems like there's a lot of sexual predators in the flat Earth.
Oh,
And
a
I
lot
think
of them.
I've
Hold on,
contributed
guy,
a lot to
guy.
flat Earth.
I want to
Hey,
address
guy.
that.
Can I ask
You're
you a
not
question?
descend into
It's
chaos
unfair for
again.
Riley to say I
Hello,
don't contribute
hello.
I've spent years in the flat Earth, and I've contributed a lot to flat Earth.
Yeah.
I've helped
Not
flat
really.
Earthers
Barn bombing.
a lot more than Riley.
Sniping people out of the hangout. Yeah, thanks for your
I've
contribution.
never porn bombed.
Oh no, you just admitted
That's
it.
one
a
of
few
your
times,
dark
and then
worlds.
you go into denial about it. Yeah, you're
Well,
crazy, man.
Alex Jones
Is he
admitted
still-
a lot of things that weren't true. He admitted to being like a Jesuit, a Vatican assassin. You know,
Is he still here?
it's
Yeah,
not
but
true.
that
though.
was clearly satire, man.
Yeah, well,
Satire
you don't
and
understand.
announced
You
as
don't,
satire. You don't do that. No, you actually
no,
admit
Arwen,
to it.
you don't understand
brag
sarcasm
about
because
it
you're not a native
impulsively,
English speaker.
and
Arwen.
then
You
try
don't
to
understand-
backtrack it saying
don't
it's
understand
satire. That doesn't
sarcasm.
work.
What do
If
you
you do
mean?
something impulsively and you brag about
You don't
it,
understand
and
satire.
you
You're not a
backtrack
native
later
English
on,
speaker.
that's not really satire.
You're not a
That's-
native English speaker. You don't understand sarcasm.
Oh, I
and,
don't understand.
English
it. I
humor.
don't understand it.
You don't.
No. No, sure.
So have you genuinely got nothing to offer, Pete?
I have a lot to offer. I've exposed political hillbilly in the past for scamming people. I've exposed Bob the Science Guy. He was trading drugs for sex. This is a globe Earth problem too.
This is an individual that you're exposing then, so completely off topic.
Bob the Science Guy. He's been on your panel, and he was caught trading blowjobs for pain pills.
Who cares? That's one guy. That's one guy. Who cares? So literally all of your attacks are on individuals and their individual actions outside of the topic being discussed. Literally every single example.
How many individuals do I have to expose in the flat Earth as sexual predators before it becomes a flat Earth topic?
You're targeting
endless amounts of sexual predators in this community, and you want to ignore it and protect them.
No, we
ask you a question?
You're protecting the sexual predators. This
No,
is
we
the panel. The panel run by Riley, the sexual predator, protecting sexual predators.
Yeah, you're out of here.
So hold on. You're rumpusing the hell out of him. If Pete, how is he gone?
Kicked him.
Oh, fair enough.
There was too much.
No, fair enough.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed he wasn't kicked before then. I was going to do it immediately, but I actually thought, let's see if anybody else does it.
Hey,
but
John.
What?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
We've got a load of ad hoc. So we had P. Mars in, and basically all he did was detail that there's sexual predators and then individually list individuals he's attacked for their digressions as an individual. Completely off topic. But he's like, well, if I've got a list of several of them, and then he gave a couple from the globe side, a couple from the flat earth side, he's like, well, then it's relevant. It's like, no, every single person you're detailing their individual actions as an individual and trying to associate that with us as a group. It's like, how dare you? You got kicked eventually. Anyway, there you go. That's what's happening.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't listen to... Are you still live?
No, but we are recording this.
Right. I don't know about all that drama. I could care less about the drama.
I completely agree.
It's
totally
all
off
nonsense
topic.
anyway, right?
Yeah, totally off topic. But I'm glad that it got discussed because there's so many people in chat comments who watch hater videos, then suddenly think that Anthony's sex life is an issue in Flat Earth. It's like, I couldn't give a crap. I don't care if bloody Bob the Science Guy's a fraud in some area of his personal life. Who cares? I'm only interested in his subject-specific, on-topic discussions. That's all that interests me. If he's a fraud or he's getting blowjobs or whatever the hell anyone's accusing Bob the Science Guy of, I don't care.
Even Bill Clinton had a blowjob, apparently.
Wow. Yeah, but this is just nonsense. All this is screaming tells of the veracity of your position. If you start ad hominem and going after people for nonsense, I mean, what is the subject here? We're talking about the nature of our reality, right? Who cares what people do? Heck with the drama. I mean,
it's the same as the he-she arguments
on
sexuality.
If you bring up these topics, right? Speaking of which, I just caught the beginning of the first show. I think is it 746? 746. Is it this Paul guy?
Say hi, Paul.
On the plane.
No, it's not Paul on the plane. It's just Paul. He's on.
I knew I'd probably trigger you, John. I tend to do that too. I trigger everybody too.
Listen. I'm not. It's not that I'm triggered. I provided 4 scientific evidences for a creator. What do? You come on here and say, "Well, I don't think you can prove a creator with science." Have you refuted my proofs yet, sir?
He's right.
Because if you shut up, I'm not talking.
No, you shut up. Yes, you are talking to me specifically. The things that you are saying are for me.
And here we go. To you. I mean,
dude, you just
brought. You have no idea what you're talking about. No, Paul.
You just complained about infighting, and then you're doing it. Come on.
Go back to sleep, condom replacer. Go back.
Come on.
No, come on.
P. Mars is gone.
Stop throwing gasoline on the fire.
Right.
Go back to sleep. Grandpa
Paul,
Condom.
shut
You're just
your
firing
mouth.
blanks.
Shut your
Grandpa
mouth. You're
Condom.
not dealing with crayon munching
Must be
clowns.
something in the air.
You don't even know what hits your
Yeah.
Look, we're going to get
I wanna
completely
talk
off
with
topic
Paul.
immediately.
Yeah.
Can't we just let Paul... Hold on. Can't you just let Paul talk to John for 2 minutes so that point is made at the end?
Paul's right.
Listen to
Go ahead,
this.
John.
I tell you what, you're lucky I can't come through this computer, son. I'm tired of your mouth.
I love
Now,
that.
Paul. Yeah.
Get really tired.
Paul.
Get exhausted.
See, can you shut him up, Nathan?
I can't.
Help me, Nathan. Help.
Come on, Flat Earth.
Just
Help
shut
me,
him up.
please.
We know you
Shut him
can't
up.
Dude, I'm gonna mute you. Come on,
Right,
stop.
Arwin and Flat Earth, for the love of
All right,
God,
Arwin, all right.
please just let Paul have a conversation.
I'm here, John. Go ahead.
All right. So, yeah, you can call it triggered. I don't care what label you put on it, right? Did you watch my presentation on creator versus atheism?
No, I didn't watch it all, but I kind of the way I'd look at your argument. And this is probably more of just how I look at it. It is evidence for a designer, and to me it falls under the design argument within the philosophical argument. So I do agree that your argument points to a creator. I'm not. Hang on, I actually just got a phone call. Sorry about that. I have to go on mute. Sorry.
I'd like to ask something. Is the creator a part of the physical world?
It's just an invention.
I didn't hear you.
Good question. Go ahead.
Is the creator a part of the physical world?
No.
No.
So what
probably
does
not.
science have to do with it?
No,
Your definition.
No, it's not proving the creator. It's proving creation.
Quiet.
And the
Let him go. Let him go. Zinder has
antecedent
never
for
spoken to him.
creation is a
Zinder
creator.
has never spoken to him. Let him do it.
Yeah. Sorry. If creation.
The antecedent
implies
for creation is a creator.
Doesn't it? Creation implies a creator. So if you want to prove the creator scientifically, the creator has to be a part of the physical world.
No.
No.
You just prove creation.
Arwin.
Then you apply.
I'm gonna mute you, Arwin. Let this idiot talk. Let him do it. Let him bury himself.
So yeah, I mean, Ron, what do you think of it?
Scream. Come on, scream. Let it all out.
God.
Stop poking him.
I'll tell you what, brother.
Right, so.
Just breathe, yeah. Just
Come
breathe.
Come on.
Yeah,
So,
that's
John,
what
what's
your
your
sister
response?
said. Go ahead, Zinder.
You can answer. I mean, I don't really get how to prove a creator with science, since he isn't a part of the physical world. I mean, the creation, his creation might be a part of the physical world, right? But he isn't, so you can't prove it.
Point.
Yeah, go on.
Give my point. You asked me a question.
You're missing the point. I try to explain it. He's not trying to scientifically prove the creator, but creation. And just like gas pressure having the antecedent of a container, so does create.
Thank you, Arwin. You should shut up.
Ahead, Arwin.
It's not on you.
Go ahead, Zinder.
That's very good.
I think I should watch the presentation first, obviously. But I
that'd be a good idea.
I've never seen it, so
did someone snipe
I just
Arwin?
was wondering if it's how you could prove it. But
I
sure.
kicked him.
You kicked him. Perfect.
He just made one of the best points he's ever made, and someone kicked him for it.
I kicked him because he wouldn't shut up. He made me shut up earlier, and I made him shut up.
But he just made a really great point, literally, in the last sentence of it. I thought he got it all in, fortunately, but.
It's between you and Quantum Eraser, you're just trying to bury people whether you're right or not. So I wanted this to be between
we're trying to
Zinder
expose pretender
and
clowns.
Quantum Eraser.
And
No, you're not.
number one on the list.
You are part of the
we've
Pretender
already done
Clown
that.
posse.
We've already done that, so we're just beating a dead horse at this point.
Yeah, you
I
lost.
can't believe you kicked Darwin after he made a great.
We've done this like
that
4
was an
times now, and
outstanding
I
point,
keep getting
Darwin.
better,
You're still
and you keep getting way worse and more
Yeah.
exposed. So keep it going,
delusional
because I'm
also
getting
with your
way
Dunning
more
Kruger.
intelligent in this conversation.
You're
Please don't kick
delusional
Arwin.
also with your Dunning Kruger.
Snipe me.
Planet Earth.
I did. I told you to be
Flat
quiet.
Earth.
You told me to be
Don't
quiet
retaliate.
earlier, and I quieted down for you. Then I told you to be quiet now, and you wouldn't shut up.
Well, John wasn't actually giving a full answer, so I tried.
That's
to be
wonderful.
You-
That's what we want.
Have Elmer Fudd. You have Elmer Fudd.
We
want to
expose this clown for the idiot that he is.
So
Can I get
you
back
weren't listening to me either, then.
No, we heard you, Arwin. We definitely heard your point, and you made an exceptionally good
Alright.
point. And I even commented on how good it was. Probably the best point you've made in months, and then you got kicked.
Yeah.
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 It's okay,
Thanks
as long
for
as it
defending
came across.
Quantum Eraser, Nathan, just like you always do.
I'm back in Arwin. What are you talking about?
Well, you're defending him by proxy by defending Arwin. You know what you're doing. Don't act dumb.
I keep flattening poor baby.
But do you think this is political or something?
What
making
I'd
an
like to see
argument.
is some control.
It's definitely a game.
There's
It's
some
definitely a game. Yeah, it's a game.
Why
to
don't you
guys.
debate it with him? You know, he's called you out on it loads of times, Earth Flattener. When you can have like 2 minutes aside without talking over each other and saying you're wrong, over top of each other. Why don't do it in a formal way, and then you'll get to have your say, rebut anything he claims. Why don't you do it formally, calmly?
Well, yeah, we will. We will.
Yeah.
I have.
He said.
You know,
He said
I
this.
haven't
He
got-
said it would
Shut
happen a
up!
month ago. He said it would
I
happen
just
2
haven't
months ago,
gotten
and it
to the
never happens.
formal- I haven't written up the formal debate yet, so I'm gonna write up the format for me and Mr. Elmer Fudd over there. So let me.
Here
you
we
know
go.
what?
Starting it. Just say.
But
Why
I'll
are you
try to
saying it
do that
again?
this
You already
weekend,
said
and
this
we'll make
months
it done
ago.
this weekend. You can't shut up. You can't shut your friggin' pie hole, can you? You
Yeah,
can't
it's
do
enough.
it.
You said this plenty of times. You're
That's
just
all right.
firing blanks, Grandpa Condom. That's all you do. You just fire blanks.
Descent to ad hom immediately. This is why it needs to be a controlled situation. 2 minutes aside, or whatever the format may be.
Yeah.
So-
let
so
me-
to-
I'll
rewind?
make the format
Can
up
I
this weekend
rewind?
if I
Let me
get a
and
chance.
John get back on top.
Yes,
topic?
please.
Just come back
Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you, God.
So to clarify, you use the scientific method to prove creation.
That's correct.
Did you? Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
we're looking for the effect. Yeah, we see the effect. It's creation. That's exact. Arwin, I couldn't believe it. I almost fell off my chair. Exactly. Good job, Arwin.
So what I didn't
Thanks.
I didn't get the point Darwin made because everyone was talking. So can you repeat it before you got kicked?
Yes, please. Arwin, can you repeat the point you made just before you got sniped?
All right. So, yeah, we cannot scientifically prove there is a creator because it appears the creator falls outside of the physical and natural world. But we can prove creation. And
Okay.
yeah, that is scientifically provable. But yeah, there's a thing to creation, and that is the necessary antecedent for creation is a creator. Just like the
Listen
necessary
to 'em.
antecedent for gas pressure is a container.
That's
Okay,
ultimately my
that-
point.
I don't need to say
Hold on,
anymore.
John.
We'll see you guys later. Outstanding, Arwin.
Don't go anywhere.
Outstanding.
But and see,
So,
that's
like-
basically was my point. That was my point. Honestly, let me jump back in since I had to answer a phone call. That
It was my point too. It was definitely my point too.
Everyone's point.
Yeah. Wait, so
It's everyone's point.
the only argument I've ever heard for a creator was like that information needs a programmer, like someone who actually creates the information, right? So that's the only argument I've ever heard for a creator. But
program.
I'm looking forward to see if creation can really be proven scientifically or not.
Yeah, you're
So-
almost
Well,
right.
there's-
It's not
Hold on a
information.
second.
It's a
Hold on a
program.
second, Arwin.
The necessary
Okay.
antecedent
Okay.
for a program is a programmer.
Oh, yeah, you're
there's
correct.
other arguments.
And where'd you get information at? Where'd you get information
Yeah, I mean,
at?
like in a program, right? Information of a program needs a programmer, like Arvin said, and that was my point too. So information doesn't
I'm not talking
come
about
from nowhere, right?
I'm not
It's-
talking about that. I'm talking about where did information come from? Not the program. That's an example of information. I'm asking you, The basis of our reality is founded upon information, right? So, what is information?
I don't know. It is something.
Information, I'm going to tell you.
Go on.
Let me tell you. Okay. Information is neither matter nor energy. It has no chemical formula, structure, charge, mass, momentum, or spin. It has no millielectron volts, kcals, or kilojoules, right? If I tell you, look out, there's a tiger behind you, you can't measure that, right? Information is neither matter nor energy. There's only two choices. Either nature created us or intelligent agency. That's your only two. That's the two ontological primitives. That's your only two choices, right? So, if nature being an atheist,
Hold on,
I'm
John.
still
Hold
talking.
on, John. So I knew that would get some rumblings. So that immediately caused rumblings. So at that stage, can you just repeat the statement before you said there's only two I can never say that word. Ontological primitives.
Ontological primitives. Yeah, the two ontological primitives. That is, there is only two possible causes for how we and the universe are here. The two choices are nature or intelligent agency. There is no third, fourth, fifth, or sixth choice. So you have to reckon with that.
Hold on, John. That's the point I want you to stop, because that was where there was rumblings. So I'm sure that's going to get some disagreement. Paul, go ahead.
Well, actually, though, me and Earth Flattener was talking about this earlier. I said, like, chemical bonds can't account for the information in the DNA. It's like me throwing you can have those magnetic letters that can stick on a magnetic board that can create letters.
One of my examples.
Yeah, and I've used that many times. The connection of the magnet to the board can't account for the arrangement of the letters. It can't account for it.
Exactly.
And you can chemical proteins. They can still connect, and a piece be missing out of the chemical protein, and the protein will not function, even though the bonds can still cause them to connect. So it doesn't count.
Hey, Paul, can I summarize the point real quick? If you say the chemistry is responsible, for it's absolute like lunatic. Your position is that the ink, paper, and glue molecules wrote War and Peace. That's what it comes down to, because there's information in that book. See, information is neither matter nor energy. It's not a physical part of the medium of conveyance. That means the ink in the pen, the ink isn't making the message. The ink's not communicating with you, right? It's semiotic. It's not a physical part of the medium of conveyance. So my question comes back to, where did it come from? Because if you're an atheist, you believe that matter or energy is all that exists. I mean, that's the foundational tenet of philosophical naturalism, right? So you can't believe, based on your atheism, which is a religion, you cannot believe that information exists. But that's what it comes down to. It's preposterous, because everything is based on information.
Yeah. So I'm not just to clarify, I'm not an atheist. I think there is some sort of a creator, but I don't believe in anything from any religion as ever existed. But I have a problem with believing in a creator. The thing is, I'm moving the problem one step away. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at the end, you are going to be in an infinite loop. Like, who created the creator? Who created the creator's creator? The creator's creator's creator,
that's
right?
Fallacy. That's a fallacy. So that's an infinite regress fallacy. You have to stop.
You don't need to have a creator for the creator, because the creator falls outside of the laws of natural physics.
Right.
Well, that's a formal logic. I mean, that's a fallacy too.
Plus, if the creator was, but Zinder, if the creator was created, then he's not the creator, right?
Sure.
Exactly.
Then he's been created. He is a creation. He might be a creator, but he's not the creator if he was created. Does that make sense?
Or John could probably unpack this better than I can, and John will probably where I'm going.
Everything.
Can you hear me, John?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said There's the thing called in philosophy called the infinite regress problem. Like, and the infinite regress creates all kinds of problems. There has to be a grounding at some point. What?
That's right, and it's a fallacy. It's called an infinite regress fallacy. Yes, go ahead.
There has to be a grounding at some point. Like even like me saying my daughter exists is a grounding point. You know, you can say, well, why do you know that? And you keep saying, well, I know, like Nathan says all day long, I know my daughter exists because I'm looking at her. You know, well, everything else, like there has to be an initial cause, which in anything, and so that's the grounding. That's the starting point. Because if you don't, it lands on nothing. It ends up on nowhere, and you can't have that. So there has to be an initial grounding point. So, like I said, I figured John might be able to unpack that better than I could.
Yeah. Can I summarize it? For finite things to exist, there must be an eternal, always was source. So think about that. For finite things to exist, finite things, the universe and us, we are finite. There must be an eternal, always was cause. Got to be, logically, you can't get around it.
How do you know the universe is finite? How do you know it isn't infinite?
So not the universe itself, what is in it?
Yeah, sure, what is in it is finite, but the universe itself?
I just told you. I just answered your question. Why are you asking me again?
Like, if the creator created the universe, he might have created something infinite.
Well, that would put him at equal with him.
Yeah,
that would put him. So you can't distinguish.
There's no such thing as infinite in mathematics or reality. Show me infinite.
Well, the creator, for example, if you believe in him, like as a logical thing.
Eternal. He's eternal. It's just like It's like a computer programmer, right? The video programmer creates a game, right? Now he can do whatever he wants in that game. He can create whatever physics that he wants in that game, right? Is the programmer inside the game, and is the programmer subject to the laws that he institutes inside the game?
Obviously not.
Right?
No, he's not. He's outside of it. He created it.
Right, exactly.
Likewise, if the computer programmer creates a program that can create or that can play Sims, so you know the game Sims?
Sure.
Let's pretend for a second that you as a programmer, you are the programmer, and you make a program that can play Sims. Well, to the Sims, if they would ever figure out what's controlling them, they'd make their way to a program. But that's not the creator, is it? So when you get to the infinite regress fallacy, you're essentially saying, well, what created the creator? Well, as Paul put it, there's got to be a foundational point that you start at logically. You can't not have that.
Yeah, I agree with that. That you can't go infinite, of course, but obviously I don't know. I mean, the most honest thing I could say about the creator is just I don't know. To me, I don't.
But listen, yeah, but you can't do that. You can't say I don't know. You can't. That's basically an argument from ignorance or putting your hands over your eyes. You need to watch my presentation. That's all I'm asking.
Sure.
Listen.
I will.
No matter whether you like me, you like my family, you like where I live or my car. Just watch my presentation. We're dealing with the subject matter, not the person. Watch my presentation. I have 4 proofs that I provide. If you can refute those proofs, then please.
Is it?
That's all I have to say.
Is it a new presentation or an old one? Is it on Nathan's channel?
Called Science versus Pseudoscience, the creator versus atheism.
It is in the description, isn't it?
Listen, it's easy. Just pull up one of Nathan's videos and hit the show more button under the description. It's listed on the bottom down there.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those, so I will look for them. All right.
Yeah,
but
just
Quantum,
hit the show
really
button.
quick, let me get a word out. If I think I want to phrase you because I really forgot, but you say something like you cannot say no to the creation, the creator presentation. So can we say no to the sun, the moon, the stars? Because you say you got a point, like evidence for the creator or creation, but then in the same breath, we don't have evidence for the sun, the moon, the stars. So what is this fine line that you can not say, oh no, there is an explanation, because we do, I mean, the bowlers, the ball side have an explanation for the sun, the moon, the stars, and the distances.
Oh, their information. We don't deny they exist.
I'm
We
sorry,
just
you're gonna have
deny
to,
to
that
have
doesn't make
proof
any
that they're
sense to me.
physical.
I can answer that,
I'm
actually.
sorry,
Let me jump
Jose,
in.
that
I
point
think
doesn't
I'll
make
answer.
any sense.
I can answer Zender's question and I think Jose's question. I think evidence for creator speaks of the creator, that we can see that there's a creator. Now, the nature of that creator is another question, and who is that creator is another question. Just like the sun, we can see that there's a sun. We see evidence of the sun. What that sun is and how that sun functions, a whole different question. I think you're trying to import things that aren't quite ready to be imported yet, because there's so much information unknown. Like, if God created the world and there's time, energy, space, mass, all that stuff, that means he's outside of that. So you've just gained you've just understood.
But look, you guys are talking about freaking God and creator. That is way more out there than the freaking sun, the moon, and the stars, bro.
Jose,
Wait a second, Paul. Wait a second, Paul. Let me solve this right now. It depends on the question that you're asking. I keep stressing this to people. When you're looking, what question are we asking with your question, Jose? You're asking a what or an is question, right? That's not my question. For creation, I'm asking for the cause, the how, or the why. I'm sorry, the how can't be. The how's irrelevant, but the why. You understand that? So it's a false equivalence fallacy is what you're doing. It's non sequitur.
Do you explain in your presentation how you manipulate the independent variable in order to prove the creation?
Yeah, what I do is, as a proxy, I use information, because information by definition is supernatural because it's immaterial, right? And I do that with my quantum mechanics presentation. You have to have a knower before matter can exist, essentially. That's it. I could stop with that proof. I could start and stop with that proof by itself. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to go refute about 3,500 experiments.
And yeah, you can check out that on the information box underneath this video, because obviously this is going out on Nathan Oakley 1980. So with that, I will say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the audience watching this premiering stream in the Nathan Oakley 1980 channel. Also a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. If you want to keep up to date with the community Flat Earth debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth debate forum. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!